Ah man, not another fly on the wall episode. Sold in a 2-pack with Splinter, this week we're taking a look at NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Baxter Stockman. A dreamer and an inventor, Baxter Stockman was down on his luck when Shredder took interest in his mousers. Not sure if Baxter had some sort of Stockholm syndrome, or if Shredder was teaching the sniveling lackey ninjutsu on weekends.
Oh, please don't hurt me, Master Shredder. I promise I'll never fail you again.
Krang, who's a bit of a scientist himself, agreed to send the more popular henchmen Bebop and Rocksteady to Shredder in exchange for Baxter. Due to the multiple inventions failing to capture the turtles, Krang attempts to disintegrate Baxter, but instead accidentally mutates him into a fly.
Help me, sucker.
Articulation, bruh. Heads on a ball joint, giving him not a lot down, some up, some left to right, and a whole lot of what you talk about, Willis.
I don't see him. There he is. Let's get him.
Before we get going on the torso articulation, you'll notice that there's some skin tone paint there. Well, that's not actually skin tone paint, that's just the plastic underneath. So don't pick it off like I did. Whatever articulation is in the upper torso doesn't seem to hold its shape with that overlay, with most of the articulation coming from the ball joint in the waist. Around the backside, the wings have a ball and hinge, allowing him to get some good rotation, with a similar rotation out of the fly-like claw arm. And with that hinge, the arm does come straight out the back to the front, and you allow that wing to hinge back and forth like a wing would. Arms rotate right around. There's a pinless double jointed elbow with a crazy amount of bend. Ball and hinges straight out with rotation at the upper elbow and at the bottom of the elbow, as well as the hand. Hands also hinge slightly up and more so down. Legs kick up almost to 90 degrees. They kick out a good amount. There's some play on that ball, but no upper thigh swivel. A deep double jointed knee. No boot swivel, feet hinge down a good amount, not very much up, and rocks like a deflated air mattress on a gravel campsite. Accessories! Does this purse go with my bra, bruh?
A good chunk of accessories are packed in with Baxter, which includes a set of fisted hands, gripping hands, and gun trigger hands.
You must admit I do have soft hands.
Are they though? Because the stiff plastic on Baxter's hands had no give when attempting to squeeze the blaster into his hand. And from a very specific episode, we get the sentient computer known as Z. Depending on how you turn it, you get a different expression, similar to those McDonald's hockey cards from the mid-90s.
Krang and Shredder would sell their own mothers to a pet store for this?
Z also gifts his best buddy Baxter the Mutazoo ray gun that turns targets into an animal of their choosing. Which brings us to the other accessories, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Gerbil and Shredder that's mutated into a fly.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, look! Look!
Ah, go sit yourself.
With the wings protruding out of his back, you think he wouldn't be able to go sit himself. But other than the legs not being long enough to touch the ground, Baxter can go sit himself.
First up, his captor and bully, NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder, and one of the stars of the show, Michelangelo. Zap! Baxter, you sniveling little twerp! Potentially Shaquille O'Neal's sister or cousin, we don't know. Here's April O'Neil.
One way to make the All-Star game amazing, they should do a United States against the world.
Now, what would happen if Baxter tried to turn Splinter into a rat? Would it cancel itself out, or would he be a rat-sized Splinter? And rocking his sweats and Britney Spears crop top, here's Casey Jones. Not sure why the Turtles didn't call the Punk Frogs. That's dinner for a month. Here's Napoleon, Attila, and Marvel Legends Spider-Man. And lastly, buzzing from a different cousin, Marvel Legends Anthony. And he'll definitely shoot first. Here's Star Wars Black Series Han Solo. Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts.
When looking at some reference shots, I'm not sure whether Baxter's head is too big or his body is too stocky. Although the schoolboy attire is accurate to the show, the paint chipping will be a problem over time.
When I picked this, I didn't know I'd have to wear it when I'm 16. I'm very cold.
Be careful not to force the joints. If something feels stiff, apply some heat to avoid breaking anything. Reviewing the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, I've come to realize that these are not the Playmate toys some of us had growing up. They're adult collectibles and need to be handled accordingly.
Why are you attacking me?
Adding accessories like the Mutazoo ray gun, Fly Shredder, and Gerbil Mikey, you can tell the team at NECA were fans of the cartoon. Given my love for the show, I'm happy to have Baxter Stockman to scratch that nostalgic itch, even if it does chip the paint. As the line continues to thrive, I wouldn't be surprised to see NECA take another stab at Baxter Stockman with more accurate proportions.
You can do it!
Baxter Stockman is part of a 2-pack with Splinter, so if you want him, you'll also be paying for Splinter. So head over to the channel, click the NECA tab for Splinter's review to see if it's worth picking up. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with your brah. And remember, collect responsibly.